Hey, necessity is the mother of invention. Have you ever heard this expression? Well, even if you haven't heard it, which you probably have, chances are that you've lived it or experienced it, especially in starting and running your own business. I have found that every single day I have had to get creative and be the mother of invention. Whenever we're solving problems or overcoming challenges or obstacles, chances are it's a problem or an obstacle because we need to solve it. We don't have the answer or the resources to solve that problem right now. If we did, it wouldn't be a problem. But if it comes up, we have to get really creative to figure out how to solve those problems. And the bigger the problem, the bigger the obstacle, the more difficult it seems, the more we need the solution to it, the more creative and the more resourceful we get. And that's what makes our businesses succeed and thrive. The bigger the barrier to entry to an industry or to a business, the less competition, right? I think we can agree upon that. Now, where the heck does this come from? And why is it so popular? This saying is really, really popular because it's a universal truth. The more we need something, the more we want something, the more we'll do to get it, right? Think back to your childhood or your experiences in the past. All of us have experiences where we wanted and needed something that we didn't have. Say you wanted to get into a certain school or you needed to find money for college. All of us who went to college got resourceful and found a way to make it happen. Even though we didn't have back then it was only like probably $100,000 to go to college when I went to college. Now it's, hundreds of thousands of dollars to go to college. How do, kids don't have that kind of money, and neither do their parents. How do they get creative and make that happen for their life? Because they need that degree to get the job they want so that they can create the life that they want. Well, we'll do way more to overcome our problems and our obstacles than we will to just get more success. We'll do more to overcome pain than we'll ever do to achieve pleasure. Think of the insurance industry. The insurance industry is trillions of dollars because people are protecting what they've got. They're afraid of losing something. And people will do more. They'll pay more in insurance to prevent something from themselves from losing something than they will spend and invest in something that could create another stream of income for themselves, for example. So this expression is seen in just about every language. It actually goes back to ancient Greek times. And again, because it speaks to a universal truth that we don't have resources. That's why we love the rags to riches stories, because we know that people wanted to create something. They wanted to create this amazing business, but of course they didn't have the resources to start. Almost no one, and this is really a myth, almost nobody has the money they need to start the business they need or want to create when they first start it. Think of all the successful multi-million-dollar businesses, billion-dollar businesses, and even a trillion-dollar business that was started in someone's garage, or started on a shoestring, or started with $1,000, or started with a really small amount of resources, yet it's become this giant organization. Well, that didn't happen because the person had everything they wanted ahead of time. It happened because they got resourceful. They wanted to achieve something. They needed to achieve it for their own personal growth and development, or their own, I don't want to say ego, but for their own sense of creation and well-being and contribution to the world. And they had to get really, really resourceful to make that happen. I'm sure you can think of thousands and thousands of examples of you personally having to be resourceful to get something that you wanted, to get something that you needed. We will do, and the bigger the need, the bigger the want, the bigger the why behind what we want, the more resourceful and the more creative we'll get. Think of if you were short of money and needed to feed your kids, what you would do versus if you just want to get a new watch or a new car. You'll be a lot more creative and a lot more resourceful to get something that you need desperately to survive than you will to get something that you just want. So keep that in mind today. So necessity being the mother of invention. How creative and how resourceful are you being in your organization? Are you encouraging people in your organization, if it's not just you these days, to be creative and be resourceful and find solutions and come to you with solutions? In corporate America, I would help anybody with anything, but I helped the people that came to me with a problem and a possible solution faster and easier than if they came to me with just the problem. If somebody came to me with just the problem, I would send them back to come back to me later with at least one solution so that we could problem solve together and figure out how to be resourceful to overcome an obstacle or overcome a challenge. I encourage you to incorporate and use that philosophy in your organization as well. It's really easy for people to whine and complain and try to pass the buck when it comes to obstacles and problems. And you can always help them to grow and develop, just like you can massively help your organization by expecting people to also get creative and resourceful and bring solutions to the table, not just problems and bitching and moaning. It makes for a much nicer work environment as well. So that's it. Be the mother of invention today. Go out, make it an awesome day. And I will, of course, be with you tomorrow because my voice is pretty much back. Woohoo! Bye. Take care.